Welcome back to TECHNOBABBLE. As I was saying in that little video that I posted up earlier this week, I plan to build a new computer, and here it is. I've had the computer built for about a week now, or something like that, and I thought it'd be fun to try and record it. It's not a good recording, and it's certainly not a tutorial, and straight out of the gate here, you can see that I got excited. I had my phone and everything set up, but I completely forgot to hit record, and missed out on putting the CPU, RAM, and the, how would you say that? The bracket, the screws for the AIO that I got. But really what I need to start with is pulling the power supply and my hard drives from the computer that my buddy sent me. Still incredibly grateful. It got me through like a year and a half, pretty close to it, of editing and learning how to edit and all that sort of stuff. But it did get to where it just did not want to run DaVinci Resolve. And I'm sure to some extent that I could have put the time into learning a different video editing program, but I have spent the last year and a half learning how to edit in Resolve, so I didn't really want to do that. And also this is a dusty thing, but we'll come back to that in another video. Got a product that I want to do a test and everything on. But yeah, I need the power supply and the graphics card I took out, and the capture card I also need to put in the new computer, and the hard drives. So that's where I really had to start, getting all this stuff out of the old one. So still get to carry a couple pieces of the computer that he sent me into the new one. I think that's cool in a way to be able to do that. Power supply on the inside, surprisingly not very dusty. And here's the new case. It's the Corsair 4000D Airflow, or whatever. It comes with 2 fans. Hopefully leaves room for potential upgrades in the future if ever deemed necessary. Hopefully not for a long time. Get all the front I/O connectors and the little accessory packet out of the hard drive tray. Accessory packet doesn't come with anything spectacular, just like some screws and some hook and loop straps and some zip ties. And I also moved the hard drive tray from these screws here over to the front of the case a bit, and moved the fan that was in the back up to the front. I am not sure how good my airflow situation is, but I have done some tests and stuff since building the computer, and the hottest that I've seen it get is around 67 degrees Celsius, which from everything that I've watched online should be perfectly acceptable. That's how hot the CPU's got. Put the I/O shield in and dropped the motherboard in. Again, this isn't really going to be as very much of a guide because I'm not able to film it incredibly well. I have no way to monitor my videos or any way to adjust in the middle of it. And really my focus was on, hey, I get to build a computer, and I've been planning and like dreaming about building a computer for years now, it feels like. So parts have changed and come and gone to try to keep up with the times is how long I've been hoping to be able to build a computer, and I finally did, and so far I'm quite happy with it. And it was a interesting process. It was a little bit tedious, and I think like 90% of the build itself, the time that was taken was just reading through manuals and trying to figure out where everything goes, especially like the positive and negative power connectors for the front button. It was hard for me to see anything that was on the board. I have to break out a flashlight here at one point. And yeah, that was really the only truly complicated part of it, was getting those little fiddly cables to go into their place. I guess the real complicated part was getting it set up to do a legacy boot, because I didn't really care to change my boot drive from the Western Digital hard drive that came with the computer that my buddy sent me. So I considered reformatting that drive. It has a partition on it that I don't know how to unlock. Hey, if anyone knows how to unlock a partition that is like locked up without completely reformatting a drive, that'd be cool to know. So yeah, I thought about putting the boot drive on an NVMe. I do install an NVMe, but it's not in the video. Mostly just using that for games. It basically makes this computer, you know, sort of on par with a Series X or PS5, I guess, when you really get down to it. Oh, another note, the processor is a Ryzen 5 5600. And it seems to be doing me way better than that old i5 4460 that was in the Dell. So here's a hopefully better camera angle for most of the rest of the build. I'm getting the power supply, power cables and stuff hooked up to the motherboard. The RAM is G.Skill 3200. I got 32 gigs of it, so it's two 16 gig sticks. That's another potential upgrade that could happen in the future, is just to buy another set of 32 and up it to 64. And that'd be hopefully way more than enough RAM to ever like edit videos or anything. So I don't know that YouTube is going to move to 4K anytime soon or anything. I don't really get any messages or anything on like that from YouTube. I mean, they would probably maybe tell me if it was like a huge community update thing, but it's not like I get like direct messages from YouTube just to say, hey, this is how it's going, you know, beyond like the most basic of stuff that they would send to anybody. The AIO has a little bracket that you kind of twist onto the end of it to get it into place. Lots of reading manuals. I did buy separate thermal paste. I actually watched some videos and stuff about this AIO. It is the ID cooling, I honestly forget. I'll try to put some text up here and let you know. It's an ID cooling, and it's on the cheaper side, and a lot of the videos and stuff online will say don't cheap out on cooling, but I watched videos, like I said, of people testing this against like a $300 Corsair AIO, and this was like 60 bucks, and they said the difference was like a few degrees, and you could just like upgrade the fans and it would make a big difference. And I thought a really cheap, easy upgrade straight out of the gate would be to put a little bit better thermal paste on it, because that's probably one of the areas they would cheap out on. So again, yeah, it's been pretty stable. It's not gotten hot or anything like that I've been able to tell. Drew a nice X on the... I did hesitate for a little while in the build to go, should I draw a smiley face or something? I was like, an X will be good. And I probably put way too much thermal paste, but I've heard that it's better to do too much than too little. So hopefully that's good. But an unfortunate thing is that they have pretty much ended. They're not going to be making any more processors for the AM4 socket, and this is an AM4 socket, the 5600. But I believe there's still there's headroom for upgrades again, because they've got like the 5950X or whatever, that's a much more powerful processor. And I'll try to, it won't be affiliated or anything like that, so I won't make any money from it, but I'll leave links to all the parts and stuff that I used for my build here in the description of the video. A lot of the videos time-lapse and stuff like that, and then a huge chunk towards the end of the video answers the age-old question that all PC gamers have to ask, or at least us older ones like to ask ourselves. We'll get to that when we get to that. Sort of like cable management. I did a little bit on the way through the build, but not an awful lot. I mostly saved that for after I made sure that it posted. For the graphics card, I got a PNY 12 gig 3060. It was the most expensive part by far in the build, and I wanted to get into the 30 series. It was hard to find what would be a good upgrade over the 1660 for a decent price, like what you could get for a budget that would go over that, because the power supply and the graphics card were awesome, pretty much, that my friend put in the PC. Well, he had them in it beforehand and then built his own PC, and I really wish that he could have recorded that for the channel, because he was meant to help with TECHNOBABBLE, and his computer is ridiculous now, so I really wish that we could have got some footage of that. But yeah, all of this to me was pretty straightforward. I mean, I've been taking stuff apart on and off forever, as long as I can remember. So, and I watch like tech videos and stuff all the time, try to make tech videos, take apart a PS5. That was way more tedious than this was. Like I say, the hardest part was just figuring out what in the BIOS to change to allow it to boot from the hard drive that already had Windows on it. And then, you know, just, it's like, don't be afraid to look stuff up if you do get kind of stuck. Don't be afraid to read the manuals for the parts and figure out where everything goes. And mostly just, you know, I guess be relatively gentle with stuff. Don't want to like over tighten screws or anything like that. Mostly just hand tight seems good enough. Like, you know, you tighten it until it's tight and then you're good. Works for me. And I know this is an incredibly rambly voiceover. I don't know what to say over 17 minutes of building a computer, because it's not like it was incredibly methodically planned out, or that I was able to film it in a particular way or plan out how to film it. I was just excited and I wanted to build a computer, and hopefully the computer will make it, well, it already has, just editing this video, because I've edited it before doing the voiceover, and it's so much smoother than it was to edit videos on the 1660. Well, really the 4460, the i5, because the DaVinci Resolve is incredibly heavy on the processors, especially when you start doing time-lapse and stuff like that. And like I had said, there were even parts, I forget what video it was exactly, but I had to hide the video track just to edit the audio, and I was still getting the little blue loading circle next to the mouse just editing the audio track for a video. And it's like, I'm so done with this, because it was easier to edit videos on my tablet, but I couldn't be as precise as I could in Resolve. And this video has a lot of editing in it, despite what you might be able to see. I tried to cut every bit of anything that didn't need to be in it out, and time-lapse as much of it as I could. I don't want to waste your entire day to say, look, I built a PC, but you know, it's another one of those things. Like, the whole point of TECHNOBABBLE is to say that you can do this sort of stuff if you put your mind to it, even if you don't know everything about all of it. Someone does, and you can look it up and you can figure it out and do it. Especially if you have a passion for it or anything like that. So, and I think it's worthwhile. It's pretty cool to know, like, I built a computer and it works. It's heavy. It's definitely heavy. It will not be moved around an awful lot. Didn't bother with any true cable management until that I saw that it posted, so that's like one of the very last things that we'll see before the second half of the video, I guess we'll call it. Put the hard drives in the sleds, and this is another part, like, I'm not able to monitor it, so I could have done better about showing how to put hard drives in the sled or how to put the front IO stuff in. But when I was doing the over top of the desk thing, that's as high up as my camera could go, and to be able to watch or view what I was doing whatsoever. So, and like, the PC case takes up pretty much my whole table here, as you can see. It's not something that I'm incredibly able to film. It's not something I'd ever tried to film before, but hopefully it turned out okay enough. Get the little SATA and power cables hooked up to the hard drives. Get ready to see if it posts. Again, apologize. I don't really know an awful lot of what I can say in this video because it's not scripted or anything. I'm just kind of watching it back with you pretty much and going through and trying to do a really bad voiceover. Alright, let's see what it does when we turn it on. Get this camera moved a little bit here. I would say one of the biggest things would be, if you could, to get yourself a little basket or something to keep all the bags of screws in. Just a little bowl or a basket or something, because the screws kind of wind up all over the place. That would be a pretty good tip, I think. And it posted, went to BIOS, and now we can start doing some actual cable management. Tidy this up a little bit. Not overly concerned about how it's all going to go. Play with the fiddly little zip ties that they give you. And that's it. We've built a computer and it works. And shove all the rest of the cables and cut off the zip ties. And then answer the age-old, well, the old age PC gamers question: can it run Crysis? And the answer is yes. It can run Crysis Remastered on high settings with ray tracing on at 1080p. I've only got a 1080p TV, but I'll catch you back at the end of the video. I'll let Crysis do its thing.
Achieved with CryEngine.
eye, Chief. Nothing on our side. Skies are clear. Over.
Roger, Command. Must be a malfunction. ETA to drop zone 3 minutes.
Hey, Nomad, you still with us?
Okay, listen up, gentlemen. Intel reports a significant military presence on the island. We have the element of surprise, so let's use it. The North Koreans can't know we're here.
They won't even know what hit them.
Can it, Psycho? Pay attention. This is a covert operation. Our job is to locate and evacuate. We're not at war here.
Not yet.
Whoa. Prophet, do we even know if these people are still alive?
That's what we're here to find out. We lost contact with Dr. Rosenthal a week ago when the Korean military locked down the island. 2 days ago, we picked up a distress signal from the team's research vessel. Someone down there wants to be found.
Draft the team. We're beginning approach. Stand by for green.
All right, gear up. Masks on. Once we clear the plane, form up on me. Shoots on my mark.
Green in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go! Go! Go!
See you guys at the LZ. So, JSOC's got us chasing archaeologists now? Yeah, this will be a cakewalk.
I've heard of this guy. He must have found something big to buy all of this heat.
Whatever. $50 says this Rosenthal ain't the real reason we're here. Lock it up, team. Stay focused. We got limited intel going in. Upcom's being moved to the USS Constitution. Until they're 5 by 5, we're on our own. Shoots on my command. Go!
What the hell? You see that?
Nomad team,
He lost his chute.
My chute's gone! My damn chute is gone! I've got no main, no reserve.
keep it together, kid. You're over water. Your suit should absorb the impact. Nomad, what's your status?
I'm okay, But my HUD scrambled. What the hell was that?
I don't know, but you missed the LZ. Make your way to the beach.
On my way.
Did anyone hit the LZ? You guys are all over the place. Check in. Psycho here. Down and on the move. Just a step. Proceed to LZ. Aztec, I have negative visual feed from your unit. Report. Aztec, report. Damn it.
Prophet, I've made it to the beach.
You hit the water pretty hard. Some of your suit functions are offline. Let me run a quick diagnostic. Your video feed is breaking up. I'm gonna try to recalibrate.
Energy critical.
All right. Your suit checks out. You're back online. Still no word from Aztec. Nomad, rendezvous with Jester and head to Aztec's location. Check your objectives display.
Engaged. Energy critical.
Make sure your silencer's attached. Careful, Nomad. Enemy contact up ahead. Aztec, you copy? I'll read you. Give a sit rep. Something took a swipe at me on the way down. I'm caught up in the trees. Okay, Aztec, hang tight. Help's on the way.
Man, up here. Come on, let's get to Aztec.
Prophet, I'm not alone out here. What have you got, Aztec? APA, four-man patrol. Have you been compromised? Negative. But they're close. Wait, something's... Aztec, talk to me! Aztec, sound off now! No te mire mal! No te mire mal! No te mire mal! Prophet, help me! No, man, Chester, get to him now! Go! Go!
Jesus. What the hell happened here? You hear that? I don't like this, man. Shit, son of a bitch!
Chester, report in. What's Aztec's status?
Dead, boss.
Damn it. What the hell is going on out there?
I don't know, but I don't think we're alone out here.
What have you got? KPA?
Negative, sir. We got 4 dead Koreans, but there's no way Aztec killed them. Something else took these guys out. Put their bodies up bad.
All right, pay your respects and move on. We'll rendezvous at the landing zone.
What about Aztec, sir? We just gonna leave him hanging here?
Negative. I'm gonna vaporize. We can't allow the Koreans to get their hands on that suit. Stand back.
Damn it. Never get used to that. Adios, amigo.
Chester, take care of his equipment and cover our tracks. Nomad, move out to the LZ.
Got it, boss.
I'm on.
Hold on. I'm seeing movement ahead. Switch to cloak mode. KPA patrol. Deal with them. Nice and quiet.
What the hell? 미치게 만들어.
나 누구래?
Nomad, I just lost our comm set to JSON. Our whole tactical display's down. The KPA must be using a GPS jammer near your location. Find it and take it out.
Copy, Prophet. I'm on it.
We spotted KPA patrols down on the beach. Use your binocs to tag them before you run in blind.
I see a large transmitting array. That must be the jamming station.
Something's moving.
Engaged.
Shit, they've called in reinforcements. Enemy units headed your way.
Man down, under fire!
Nomad, we're blind here until you find that jammer. Good job. Tac system back online. Proceed to the LZ. waypoint blocking the path up the mountain, so deal with that first. Transmitting the coordinates now.
Copy, Prophet.
So here we are back at the end of the video. Crysis runs just fine, a good solid 60 FPS, which works perfectly fine for me. I am a lifelong console gamer. Anything above 30 feels like the most amazing thing ever. So the fact that it's able to run Crysis Remastered at high, at like a stable 60 FPS with ray tracing on, feels pretty good. And that's really what I needed from it. As far as, I mean, I don't play that many games on PC anyway. It's mostly just going to be for editing, and I'll play what PC games that I can with my friends when I can. So hopefully the video was something and hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Once again, long time thanks to Game Despo for sending me the original PC that got me learning how to edit and everything on PC. And thanks to you if you hung around this long through the video. I don't know why in the world you would have done that, but hope to catch you in the next one. Back to controller stuff, probably. This has been Valhalla's Demise on TECHNOBABBLE.